If you have been keeping up with the channel recently, you must have heard that I have a bit of sleep issues, man. I just can't sleep very well. And I finally managed to start sleeping right. All right. I was sleeping like a baby, and out of nowhere, all I hear is the police banging on the door. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I wake up, I jump out of bed, and me and the guy that lives next to me, so there's another roommate of ours that apparently missed a court hearing. So like the police came in to drag his ass to court. And I'm there like, you had to fuck up my sleep for that. Like, I finally could sleep a bit, and the police is gonna show up on a Monday morning. Oh my God, what did I do? Is it because I said Woo should do better? Is that it? Jesus Christ. But anyway, here we are. So yeah, if I'm a little bit all over the place, please excuse me. I've been sleep deprived for quite some time now. And so anyway, apparently, man, there's this video that I've seen that's triggered me into doing some research, because really, where the hell is Ananta? Because NTE has been something that a lot of people have been enjoying. I don't know if you guys remember, but around the reveal days of NTE, after that, like a few months later, Ananta was announced, and Ananta clearly has shown to be a similar game, but just surpasses it in terms of mechanics. And let's just say a lot of things they introduced within Ananta, NTE lacks, unfortunately. Ananta shows itself from the trailers to be a superior product than NTE, which is sad to say, but that is the reality of what we've seen. So since then, Ananta has been very quiet. I think their most recent trailer is like 7 to 8 months ago, and we haven't seen much in social media at all. So like I started doing some digging here, and I found a lot of interesting stuff going on with Ananta right now. And that I do feel like as we look at NTE and as we enjoy NTE, it is very hard to ignore Ananta, because let's call a spade a spade. If you enjoy NTE, there's a good chance you're gonna very much enjoy Ananta, because not only does it not have any gacha system, because they're going to do it not Abyss route, there's no gacha system. And let's face it, before we are gacha fans, we are anime fans. We deal with the gacha system because we're anime fans, and these games are for free. And these are some of the best anime games you can play, especially for free. And so when you look at Ananta, it's very hard to ignore. Like, who the hell can just ignore Ananta? Unless it's a buggy mess, like Do It Night Abyss, etc., etc. Then a lot of people might just be like, you know what, that's just not for me. But considering what we see in trailers, when we've seen in some gameplay footages of some of the creators that have been invited to test out the game looks pretty well polished, especially considering it's still in the beta test phase. So a lot to be excited about when it comes to Ananta. Like it shows itself to truly be this GTA / Spider-Man mixed game with let's just say the same thematics as like Xenozone Zero or NTE. So really, like, there's a lot going on for Ananta, and because of NTE's popularity right now, that we all know stems from ex-Genshin players now boycotting the game of Genshin Impact and needing somewhere to go to, and Wuwa, let's just say, isn't going to enable them to do that because it's, one, more mechanically demanding, and as we all know, there's a brand new wave of gamers that aren't as sweaty as we used to be when we were kids, because the games today are more, let's just say, casual friendly, non-sweaty friendly than the games we used to have, right? Ananta's delay, because since Ananta isn't here and players need to go somewhere and try and want to have fun with something new, because whilst gacha games are these live service daily games you can log into, the reality is there's not much you do. When I will log into Withering Waves, I obliterate everything with Hayuki in like 2 minutes, and I'm just sitting there like, what am I going to do? Keep looking at idols? Like that's it. I just claim my daily stuff and I just click out. I can't be bothered to do events. There's so many events in the goddamn anniversary. I had to ask for help. Like, if someone could just please do the events for me, I'd really appreciate it, because I was just so lost. Like, there's so many of them. I was like, man, I got overwhelmed. But anyway, a little bit of a tangent there, apologize. And of course, we also have the optimization that, let's just say, Wuwa is more demanding in terms of optimization more than NTE. And so because of that, a lot of players will not be able to even play Wuwa, but instead will be able to play NTE. And NTE, I think, even like in terms of thematics and how the graphics looks, etc., it reminds us a lot of Genshin Impact more than Wuwa. Wuwa is just, let's just say, more better. I feel like Wuwa's design and everything is better. But NTE is like this sweet middle ground that I feel like a lot of players can find themselves into. And another important thing that is very, very key is not only its biggest competitor is getting boycotted, the biggest, let's just say, clone Ananta is like the already the superior, the NTE killer. I guess Ananta is the NTE killer, is not here yet. But also, more importantly, the whole AI drama, where a lot of players have heard about the game through the mainstream drama of AI. But even though it was about AI, it's also about NTE, and NTE's name was dragged into that drama, giving it a lot of publicity, and a lot of people discovered the game through that. And we're like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. And you know what, that's great. I don't care. I don't even recognize AI here. I'm just having a good time. And a lot of players resonated with the game despite the controversy that some virtue signals and grandstanders were doing on social media, which is great for the game. So obviously, the game has had a lot of things going for it. Now, there's something that's been happening because of how NTE has been having a lot of things going for it. It seems like a lot of players are actually going into pre-registration even more for Ananta. NTE's popularity has made Ananta even more popular. If we go over here, if you enjoy this type of content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to not miss any updates.
I guess I better go subscribe to VXV Gacha.
Huge shout out to our boy Sticks here for letting us know what's up. Have a listen.
Players all over social media have been taken aback. Ananta just surpassed 17 million pre-registrations.
That is a lot of people.
Several 100,000 over the course of the last 2 weeks alone. Ever since Neverness to Everness release, there has been an insane influx of players pre-registering for the game.
I wonder why.
Anticipation for the game is higher than ever as a direct consequence of NTE launching. This either means that people were disappointed with NTE and are now looking to Ananta to give them something better, or people enjoyed NTE and are now looking for Ananta to give them more of what they got out of NTE but are no longer getting because they finished the game. Either way, this is insane.
100%. The reality is, a lot of us over here in the free-to-play side of the anime gaming sphere are usually gonna look for more stuff to do. It's gonna be the case because whilst these games are enjoyable, the moment you finish up all the content, which I think in NTE I'm like all caught up. I just want to reach Tycoon level 18 so I can get Chiz and start, building her and, try to go from there. The reality is I'm already in my daily phase, all right? I have to I can 100% the map, but I'm typically lazy when it comes to that type of content. And so now I'm just chilling. Right now, I'm just chilling. I'm trying to understand the game, the mechanics. I'm trying to better my characters as much as I can, trying to prepare for upcoming units as much as I can. But the reality is, that's it. Like, you're just sitting there now. You're just chilling. So what now? Well, typically players want to find other things to add into the roster, especially something new that is fresh, so they can tackle something new. Because I think also players are reminded, because of NTE's release, they're reminded of how beautiful it is, of how great it is to try something for the first time. Because we keep replaying the game every single day. It's not the same as when you had it for the first time, all right? Nobody forgets their first. So anyway, a lot of players are obviously excited for Ananta. So one may argue that Genshin walked so that NTE can run, so that Ananta can fly. This is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not surprised. He said in the thumbnail here that no one saw this coming. I think everybody could see this coming, especially if you've been around the gacha space. Everybody can see this coming from a mile away. Now, there's more going on about Ananta due to this hype, due to a lot of players pre-registering, checking out the game and everything. There seems to be another situation over here where players are apparently losing their minds over the male MC. Gage?
People are losing their minds over Ananta right now. The male main character has absolutely exploded on social media, garnering hundreds of thousands.
Chen Xiu, though. I think he's called Chen Xiu. A lot of apparently maybe it's the girls, man. Okay, this one has got to be the girl. الMC حق أنانتا هوت مرة بتكون أول مرة اختاره بدل الMC الأنثى. Translation to that is the MC in Ananta is very, very, he looks really, really good. And I think for the first time ever, I'm gonna pick the male MC instead of the female MC. And so, yeah, I guess the girls are here, man. Shouts out to the girls. We appreciate you, sweethearts.
Millions of views across dozens, hundreds, thousands.
Am I crazy, or like this guy is just a shinier, more built rover? Am I tripping?
Of different Twitter accounts. I think this might genuinely be one of, if not the most popular upcoming male main character to have ever existed across any upcoming gacha or gacha adjacent game.
J'en peux plus, il me faut cette putain de date pour te sortir pour ce jeu de dingue et vite. J'ai besoin de dépouiller Shinshu dès maintenant et de regarder courir partout dans les cinématiques, vêtu de son seul et sexy slip tout en tissant des liens avec les hommes. I don't know if... Translation, I want the fucking release date for this crazy game as soon as possible. I want to... I think tear off Chinshu's clothes now and look him running around in cinematics in only his underwear whilst bonding with other men. Yeah, I think Ananta is gonna have a certain part of the community that's a little. Whew, can we open the windows or something? It's they're a little hot in here, man. I don't know if this is the sauna or something, but everybody's sweating over here. I thought everything was cool.
This is unreal. If you're interested in learning more about Ananta, though, I have a video that you can click up there or in the pinned comment or in the description going over everything that you need to know.
That's right, man. Check out Sticks for more information. But before you go there, my apologies, Sticks. I'm just going to hold him over here for just a little bit, man. I want to go over a little bit of gameplay because this is why, in my opinion, a lot of players may also be looking forward to Ananta. Now, huge shout out to Stipperoo here, where he was invited to the beta test where they tried the game. Now, as we all know, Ananta does not have a gacha system. All right, so it doesn't have a gacha system. So, like, how are you supposed to use the 2D anime baddies and stuff like that? Well, you can switch from one to the other. For example, he was playing as this dragon girl, and then you can just switch right here. Like, they don't just teleport when you switch. As we're gonna see here, it basically transports you to where the other character is doing. I don't know how this mechanic is gonna work exactly. I'm pretty sure GTA 5 players know exactly how this works. So this is very reminiscent of GTA, but then a few seconds later, if you are to look here, you can see that there's this little target thing and he can swing. He can swing like Spider-Man to explore. Now, a huge complaint, in my opinion, that I have to give NTE here is definitely the lack of flight, like Withering Waves, or swinging like this. A lot of the times when I'm just gliding over Hitharu, right, I think it's called, I really feel like speed would have been very, very well received in traversal and exploration, especially because I feel like in open world games, the most important thing you want to do is to make sure going from point A to point B to be enjoyable. I feel like swinging and flight definitely helps with that. I don't feel like teleporting every single time for, or let's just say, a phone booth to go puking me every single time. Like I would love to swing and take. Well, there's the cars, but like it's still not enough in my opinion. They're fun, especially the motorbike, like especially with the flaming wheels. That's very cool. But I feel like having multiple ways would be the best. Like one is good, but just not enough. Like why don't we have? Oh yes, we're greedy. Sue me. So of course, when you look at that, you have to look at NTE and you go, y'all gotta step your game up because holy shit, y'all gotta do something. So the reality is, I feel like by 1.1 or 1.2, I feel like the devs must introduce some level of mechanics that are like this. I'm pretty sure the devs are aware of Ananta's popularity now and should probably adapt accordingly. Next, I want to go over this video right here from GameSphere. Shouts out to you, my man. Ananta Q3 release window finally revealed, ? New details and global launch update. Apparently, we might be getting some news on a global launch when the game is finally gonna freaking launch. I don't think I've seen this gameplay before, so that's nice to see. Without further ado, take it away.
Is Ananta's release month finally revealed? Well, it actually might be. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Ananta video. Today we're gonna talk about the possible...
This is crazy, like walking around while looking at a phone and this, like, dude, like it makes you feel like IRL. It's crazy. That's why I'm saying like it's more GTA than NTE.
Release month. Some disappointing news for global players, and also a few new details and leaks that many people still don't know.
No, don't give me we're gonna have Asia preference. Yeah, look at that. This is like Spider-Man and Batman Arkham Knight. Like I don't know if you guys played those games. Like it reminds me a lot of the of that play style. Like it's very, very similar. And another argument can be made to maybe players are also getting tired of character A, switch to character B, etc., etc. Like maybe players are tired of that. I would love for the game to include both, where you can like I don't have just basic attack skill and ultimate and dodging. There's parry. I feel like parry is very important. It's where Wuwa shines a lot. I think they should do, because like you can parry, but not every single attack, whether Wuwa or NTE. Because I have to wait for that goddamn circle. I'm sick and tired of that goddamn circle, by the way. Can I have more windows so like I can parry? Parrying feel like this one window only. It's so annoying to me. And typically I miss it because I'm already in dodging mode. So like whenever I see that circle too, I was dodging it. I'm like, fuck, I'm such a pussy. Why couldn't I just hit? But I dodged because I was dodging so much, I didn't know when to stop dodging. It's so annoying. I feel like more parrying would allow me to balance things out. I don't want to be that sweaty in a gacha game. I know you should lock in and you can do it. I know that. I just don't want to in a game like this because it's not competitive. I'm not going to do this shit in a PvE game. Shit.
And honestly, after looking at all this information together, things are starting to become much clearer for where the game is heading. So first of all, let's talk about the release window itself. Right now,
damn, you can just stomp on them. Damn.
Ananta is expected to launch sometime around the later part of Q3 2020.
Yeah, see that? That's beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. See,
expected to launch.
He hit him. That guy jumped up to attack. This is a parry. There was no circle, no nothing. You have a lot more windows to parry. I feel like NTE or Withering Waves should have this
sometime around the later part of Q3 2026. Now, hearing that sounds exciting at first, but there's an important catch here. This release period is most likely targeting China first, not the global version. And when you actually look at the situation, it makes sense. China already had multiple...
we gotta admit, this game may not include switching, like character 1, 2, 3, but you have guns and shit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Offline tests and gameplay sessions, while global players still haven't even received a proper
flamethrower too.
So at the moment, China is clearly much further ahead in development and testing. And this is where many players expected the NetEase 520 conference to finally give us some answers. Since NetEase is heavily involved with Ananta, people thought this would be the perfect opportunity to reveal a global beta or at least some major new gameplay. But surprisingly, Ananta was completely absent from the lineup. We saw other NetEase titles like Identity V and even Sea of Remnants getting featured, yet Ananta wasn't mentioned at all. Honestly, that was probably one of the biggest disappointments for the community recently.
Wait, is that Metal Gear?
Expectations were really...
Wait. What the It's Metal Gear.
Honestly, that was probably one of the biggest disappointments for the
community. It's Metal Gear Ray from Metal Gear Solid 2.
Recently, because expectations were really high. Because of that, attention is now shifting towards larger gaming events. The next major opportunity is Summer Game Fest starting on June 5th, and after that we have Tokyo Game Show 2026 running from September 17th to 21st. And personally, Tokyo Game Show feels much more likely for a big Ananta reveal. It would honestly be the perfect stage for a global beta announcement, or maybe even a more concrete release window for international players. Now, while players continue waiting for release news, we did get some interesting new information about the game itself. One of the biggest confirmations is that players will be able to choose between a male or female character when
you are under arrest for being so hot. That dress is criminal.
Starting the game. This was further supported through promotional merchandise shown during Tokyo Game Show events, where both protagonists appeared together. So yes, it's pretty much confirmed at this point. But what makes the system more interesting is that choosing male or female doesn't actually change the overall story. In fact, the character you pick isn't treated as the single main protagonist of the entire game. According to the developers, every playable character in Ananta will have their own personality, lifestyle, and side missions. So instead of one hero carrying the whole story, the world itself seems to revolve around multiple important characters equally. And honestly, the best comparison here is GTA 5.
Because GTA 5 is going to be the same, and also I'm pretty sure they're going to want to at least monetize the characters to a certain extent, because they will want to keep adding new characters, because that's kind of the business model they're also going to be leaning on, obviously. And so obviously they will want to at least allow you to either you prepare for them, like where you can unlock them, or you can just buy them off, like if you want to not spend time in probably grinding them to get them. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a monetization system. They're going to go I'm pretty sure there's going to be a monetization system they may or not implement. I'm just game theory.
How Michael, Franklin, and Trevor each had their own lives and personalities.
Exactly.
Ananta appears to be following a very similar structure.
Absolutely.
Every character feels like they exist naturally within the world, rather than simply following the player around.
Yeah, especially like when you switch to them, they just teleport directly. It's like Arknight's Enfield made it somewhat realistic because they just follow you around and they fight with you, like everybody's fighting, and then you can main one character as you fight, which feels realistic. But I feel like Arknight's just they should have just added more polish, and like it feels like more dynamic, more smooth. It would have been a lot better. But and I feel like Arknights Endfield was the closest thing we got to like a smooth team building type of combat sentiment in terms of realism. But I do like the WoW one, especially because like it's just 3 characters. It feels more okay to just digest. NGE and Genshin, that shit is 4 units. Where are they? And what I hate the most, man, is when like I'm in like this cutscene, the character is talking but you can't see them around you. Always make sure the characters walk alongside you. Like, at least it makes it somewhat realistic, for crying out loud.
And if the developers manage to pull this off properly, it could make the storytelling feel much more immersive than a typical open world game.
It's kind of hot.
Now, speaking of immersion, we also need to talk about vehicles, because this is another area where Ananta looks surprisingly ambitious. We already saw several different vehicles throughout trailers and leaked gameplay footage. Although, unfortunately, leaked clips because of copyright issues. But based on the current information available, the game already includes around 15 standard cars, 8 sports cars, 2 supercars, 13 small trucks, 1 heavy truck, 4 motorcycles, and 2 electric bikes. On top of that, a helicopter was also spotted in leaked gameplay footage. And the crazy part is, this still isn't the final vehicle lineup. More vehicles are expected to be added before the global launch, which honestly makes the scale of the game feel even bigger.
Dude, when you look at the gameplay here and you look at the stuff you can do, like, it's so crazy. And it feels more GTA than NTE. So NTE feels a little GTA, Ananta feels even more GTA. It's like that's why like a lot of players were saying like back in the day, Ananta is like killing NTE pre-launch. And that's why. Because they look at that, like they have so much going on. But I feel like considering how things went, NTE gets to have its time in the sun as well before Ananta, and we are also satiated by the time Ananta releases. So like really NTE just might be this in between phases type of game that we all enjoy by the time Ananta releases, because now we are technically experiencing Ananta gacha mode. And now we're about to experience Ananta when it fully releases, full OG gamer mode. No gacha, no nothing, just a plain old silly video game where you can just do things. And thank God for that.
For an anime-style open-world title, the amount of transportation variety already looks extremely impressive.
Yeah.
Now, alongside all of this,
dude, I can Spider-Man swing around. Sign me up. I wanted NTE to include that so freaking bad. I thought like in La High Roy, in Wuwa, we were going to start swinging around. When they took away flight, I thought like we were going to start swinging. Seriously, I genuinely thought that. But tough.
Ananta also seems to be preparing for a very large global audience with its language support. For voiceover languages, the game currently supports English, Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. Meanwhile, the UI language support includes English, Simplified Chinese, Traditional Chinese, Japanese, Korean, German, French, Russian, and Spanish.
Nice.
There were even reports of Brazilian Portuguese appearing in job listings, which strongly hints that even more language support could be added later. And finally, probably one of the most impressive details revealed so far is Ananta's selfie system. At first, it might sound like a small feature, but the deeper you look into it, the more impressive it actually becomes. Players can choose different poses, facial expressions, and camera styles while taking selfies in-game, making screenshots feel much more natural and detailed. But the real highlight is how NPCs react around you. If you get close to nearby NPCs while taking photos, they can dynamically respond to the camera by changing expressions, posing, or interacting naturally with the player.
That's cool.
And honestly, it's these smaller
Well, wait, I hope we have the Karen where she goes, "Don't take a picture of me," or something like that. Why are you holding up your phone on me and taking photos of me? Oh man, that will be hilarious.
Immersive details that could genuinely help Ananta stand out from many other open-world games when it finally launches. So overall, things are definitely starting to move forward for Ananta, even if global players still have to wait a little longer. Right now, it feels like China is much closer to release, while the global version is still waiting for its first major testing phase. But with Summer Game Fest and Tokyo Game Show getting closer, there's still a very good chance we could finally see some huge announcements in the coming months. And honestly, if Ananta manages to deliver—
I'm not gonna lie, I can already see why people like the MC. Like he seems like a lot of fun.
Everything is promising right now. The detailed open world, the immersive NPC interactions, the huge vehicle variety, and the multi-character storytelling, this could easily become one of the biggest anime-style open world games we've seen in years. But anyway, that's all for today's video. Let me know down in the comments what you're most excited about in Ananta, and also tell me whether you think the game will actually release globally in 2026 or not. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe because we're getting closer and closer to more major Ananta news. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Hey, we appreciate you, baby. There it is, man. There it is. It seems like there's a lot to be excited about when it comes to Ananta, and NTE is like a prelude. but a good one. I'm not gonna shit on NTE, but definitely there's some lackings, which I will be covering on a future video. Stay tuned for that. I will be covering what I would love to see in 1.1 and 1.2, what I feel like NTE has missed, especially when you look at a direct competitor like Ananta, that it has. It's like they're both trying the same level of approach in terms of their anime stuff. So really, I think NTE should step their game up. Like for us, let's just say, not feel like we have to drop it to move to the other, because my hope personally would be NTE to improve, and then we get to have Ananta as well. So which means you can take care of your cafes in NTE, and when you're done, you can move to Ananta, take care of your cafes, and do stuff over there too. Now that'd be nice. One has the gacha system for the Gamba addicts. I know the NTE gacha system got me Gamba addicted. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up in my YouTube posts. I just got me an E1 Hattori because I thought, man, I'm bored. I'll just throw a 10. Maybe I could get the bike skin. I want everything Hattori, and I got an E1 that fucked up like 60 pity, man. But thankfully, well, technically I got like a A1 Hattori worth like 60 to 70 pulls. Thanks, Nevan. And that's a W, right? I don't think that's a bad thing, but still. Yeah, man, I think that's gonna be me. Look forward to that video where we're gonna go over some of the things that NTE has to implement in order to sustain and take advantage of the momentum it has right now. So yeah, are you excited for Ananta? How do you think NTE should adapt to what's coming and what's happening right now within this space? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Hype up the video. That would really help us out a lot. I would love to see this mechanic being used in the videos, man. Let me know if you guys did it or not. I would love to see how that works. I think that's like a venue as a YouTuber I don't know much about. So yeah, be seeing you.